vote. So Moriah, first, before we get into the politics of all of this, it's a huge bill, it's a lot of money. What are some of the details of where that money is headed, and what can people expect?
So one of the biggest things coming from this bill, Anthony, are individuals making under $75,000 and married couples making under $150,000 are going to receive that next stimulus check of $1,400 per person. Following that, unemployment programs are also going to be extended with this bill. So now on top of that $1,400, you can make an additional $300 a week if you qualify for unemployment. And there's also going to be funding for vaccine distribution and testing, so local counties and communities can increase their testing and vaccination. Finally, it's estimated to lift more than 13 million people from poverty this year, 6 million children from poverty with an extended child tax credit that's going to allow guaranteed income for families with children.
So Moriah, this bill didn't exactly sail through the Senate. There was a lot of negotiating between the parties and a lot of intra-party negotiation. Why were some Senate members initially opposed to the bill as it was sent to Congress in the first place, and how did those negotiations shake out?
Right, so one of the key members of the Senate for this bill was Joe Manchin, and he was arguing as a Democrat that the payments were too high, and so specifically with the unemployment extensions, it was going to be $400. It was reduced to $300, and it resulted in narrowing the original plan and also taking out the idea of a $15 minimum wage.
We learned today that there was some New York State information about how much money the state may be getting. How does this bill help New Yorkers and maybe specifically Onondaga County?
So Senator Chuck Schumer released a press statement today saying that $23.8 billion from this relief bill is going to direct aid for New Yorkers, state and local governments. Specifically, $12.56 billion is going to the New York State government, $6.14 billion to metro cities, and $3.9 billion for counties, and that's going to also help with $825 million for small cities, towns, and villages. That's going to help with Joe Biden's small business relief plan to help get local Main Street businesses back on track. And finally, $358 million for New York State broadband programs. So overall, these are going to have essential services, retain vital frontline workers, and offset lost revenues and increased costs from the COVID-19 pandemic this past year.